A very good morning to all. Today, we are moving on to the next topic. First, let's discuss about conductors. So, you all have heard of the term conductors. So, what are conductors? Materials that allow electricity to pass through them. Such materials, we call it as conductors. So, what are conductors? Materials that allow electricity to pass through them. Such materials are called conductors. All metals, they are good conductors of electricity. You can see silver, copper, all these are metals. And all kinds of metals, they are good conductors of electricity. Do you know which is the best conductor of electricity? That is silver. Silver is the best conductor of all metals, but it is very costly. And copper is also a good conductor of electricity, which is very cheaper. And that is why copper, it is used for making good quality wires, and also it is used in other electric components. So first we discussed about conductors. So what are conductors? Materials that allow electricity to pass through them. So such materials are called conductors. The next is insulators. So what are insulators? Let's see. Materials that do not allow electricity to pass through them. So such materials are called insulators. So conductors, it allows electricity to pass through them. What about insulators? So these are materials that do not allow electricity to pass through them. So let's see examples for insulators or non-conductors of electricity. That is, that do not allow electricity to pass through them. You can see the examples: plastic, wood, all these are examples for non-conductors of electricity. That is, that do not allow electricity to pass through them. To make electric wires safe, they are covered with plastics because plastic do not allow electricity to pass through them. So that is about non-conductors of electricity, or which is called as insulators, that do not allow electricity to pass through them. So first we discussed about conductors and then insulators. Moving on to the next one, that is how electricity reaches our home. So we know that electricity is very important in our life. It is very important for all of us, right? So it is needed by everyone and it is needed everywhere. And we know that electricity is needed to operate different appliances, etc. So electricity plays a very important part in our lives. And have you ever thought how the electricity, it reaches our home? So that is what we are going to discuss now. How electricity reaches our home. So for that, electricity, it is made in power stations. And you can see large spinning turbines are used to produce electricity. That is powered by coal, wind, water, etc. Then a power plant that operates on coal, we call it as the thermal power plant. Whereas the nuclear power plant, it works on nuclear energy. And the hydroelectric power plant, it uses the force of flowing water. So, electricity, it is made in power station and large spinning turbines are used to produce electricity, which is powered with the help of wind or coal, natural gas or water, etc. Then the current is sent through the transformers. What is next? Then the current is sent through the transformers to increase the voltage, to push the power long distances. So then it is sent to the transformers. Then this electric charge, it goes through the high voltage transmission lines that stretch across long distance. Then it reaches the substation. And in the substation, the voltage is lowered. The voltage is lowered and then it is sent to smaller power lines. Then what happens is, it travels through this distribution lines to your neighborhood. Then the small transformers, it actually reduce the voltage to make the power safe to use in our home. Then how the electricity connects to our home? So the electricity connects to your house, then it passes through the meter which measures the amount of electricity that we use. Finally, the electricity, it travels through the wire inside the walls to the outlets and to the switches to our house. Then it is ready for us to use. So this is how the electricity, it reaches our home. So first, it is produced. Large spinning turbines are used to produce electricity. So this is how the electricity, it reaches our home. So you can go through page number 163 and 164. Then you will get to know more about how electricity reaches our home. You can just go through the page number 163 and 164. So you have an activity in page number 172. The project's on. You can do the second one, that is find out about thermal and nuclear power plants. And then what you need to do is you have to write down the advantages and disadvantages of both thermal and nuclear power plant. So once you are done, you can submit in Microsoft Teams. So I hope this class was clear to you. That is about conductors and insulators and how electricity reaches our home. So we will meet in the next class and discuss the last topic. Till then, thank you.